In the corner of our Lego city, we have our Lego farm. Lots of animals, chicken coop, garden and pumpkin patch, the banana and pineapple tree, the giant chickens with their golden eggs, and the animal keepers who raise the dinosaurs. And on the farm is the Lego house, with Lego Daddy working at his computer all day, and Lego Mama working magic in the kitchen, and Lego Grandma reading to some of the children, and the tractor. But the one thing missing is a barn. There's no barn for the tractor. Enter the Lego barn and farm animals. Now, Lego released this in fall of 2022, and when I first saw it, I got a bit excited because, hey, it's a barn finally. But you'll see the first problem, 4 Plus. 4 Plus is the first level of Lego beyond Duplo. It's the first time that they expect kids to start building little Lego blocks instead of the big Duplo blocks. And so some of the characteristics of the 4 Plus sets are that it will have many fewer large pieces. Like this is one big triangle here, this roof piece is one large plate, this door is one red piece, and this window frame is just one large piece. And similarly, this tractor is very simple in design, it's very low piece count, and you'll see overall the entire set is only 230 pieces. The other thing is, if there are buildings in a 4 Plus set, they will typically only be the front fascia. They won't be fully enclosed. They won't have roofs. And it's just made to be simpler as the introduction to Lego. Obviously, this isn't going to work. The other problem is when this set was released, it was $70. $70 for 230 pieces. And, there's kind of a very, very loose rule of thumb when you're evaluating the Lego prices. Around 10 cents per piece is a very, very squishy guideline. And so this thing was just incredibly expensive. So I didn't buy it for a long time because it was too simple of a set. I really didn't like it. And it was too expensive. I saw it recently on Amazon for $45, and hey, I can make it a business write-off, so I went ahead and bought it. So, the other reason that it's so expensive is it comes with a lot of these animals, and those are never cheap. If you go out onto Pick-a-Brick on Lego's website, those cows are like $9, and the sheep and the baby cow, they're like $5 or $6, and the big sow is like $5. So individually, these animals are always expensive just because the molds are bigger and the essentially return on investment for the tooling to cast these parts is much lower because not many sets have cows or sheep or pigs in them. And so in terms of the part budget and the price budget when they are creating a Lego set, it just becomes more expensive and it takes up more space. The edge case extreme of that is things like ship holes on the big Lego boats. Those will always just be tremendously expensive for the number of pieces you're getting, but you're getting a piece made out of a piece of tooling for which they will not create many parts, so they essentially have to pay for that tooling over many fewer sold sets. So you can see this is all really basic, 230 pieces, and it's only the front fascia of a barn, a very simple tractor with trailer, and a bunch of animals. So let's get this out on a tray. Nice. So you can see it gives you a lot to work with. It's kind of simple. The tractor is not very many pieces, and the little base of the tractor here goes out further than the fender. So, you have to do quite a bit of imagining with it. Also, the tractor is just small. It has this greenhouse that's pretty basic. Doesn't really have a front or back, just has 2 sides and a roof. The family working on the farm. The cow, that's pretty cool. I've never seen a cow like that before. But little washing station and the hose, little faucet, and some pigs. But the main thing that we're here for is the barn. Barn's all right. It's serviceable. Again, it's very basic. It's only 8 studs deep. It's got this nice little loft, and the way the roof raises up so you can play in there is really nice. Little boy with the squirrel, a couple hay bales, some tools. Oddly, a bed. I always thought that living in a barn that close to animals was a good way to get some exotic parasites and diseases, but okay. And it comes apart like a lot of sets nowadays do. They didn't do that when I was a kid, but it comes apart so you could play down inside the first level of the barn like that. But ultimately, the problem is if we open up the barn, the big tractor does not fit. Yep. So we're going to have to do some modification here. Let's get some extra pieces and see what we can do to make the tractor fit in the barn. And now we have the final product after a bunch more changes and an operational test and evaluation period at the hands of my children. Of course, you can still open the top like you could in the original model. Added some extra beds there for the rest of the family. Some of the tool storage. I had a lot of trouble getting the spacing on these arches to be satisfactory. I'm not really digging it. Maybe I'll change that a little bit in the future. Had to add another little length of chain to bring it all the way down to the ground so that you could pick up the bales of hay from there. And of course the roof comes off. So if you want to play in the attic a little better. And of course the attic comes off. Now, you remember one of the original design requirements was that it hold the tractor, and of course it does that with room to spare. The original little tool stand and the little water box. And you can remove these supports. Now, one of the things that you'll find if you go and you start doing your own large Lego builds like this is the structural concerns of Lego. Man, the actual Lego engineers who build real Lego, they really take into consideration structurally how things are put together, how people are going to play with them, and how to keep them from falling apart. And when you first start building big Lego projects on your own, you will be surprised at how constrained you are. And so things like this go a long way towards increasing the rigidity of the structure, holding it together, and more importantly, they support the attic when you're playing with the attic on top of there, because this attic, let me show you the bottom of it. This thing is just put together from a bunch of different pieces. And this is the one thing I am most unhappy with right now about this, is just how the attic is put together from so many pieces, and it doesn't always stay together really well. Now, I let my kids play with this for a couple of weeks, and only one piece broke off of that base. So I think I kind of have it shored up structurally where it will hold together for the long term. But this is the kind of thing where you'll continue to change it on and on into the future. And one thing I really like about this is I got a big building and you can actually see inside. There's the big windows all around it, so you can see if you just want to play inside like this. All of these other accessories on the side will probably move to other places on our farm at some point. So if you want to see the rest of my Lego city, both Lego tables that I have to play with my kids with, give me, I'm going to say 20 likes on this video, and I'll make another side project Sunday video with the whole rest of my Lego city. You guys ever do anything like this? It's not exactly cheap, but you can build exactly what you want. Thanks to everyone who makes this content possible, especially my generous supporters on Patreon. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join me on Final Trade.